Hello and welcome again to ITU Telecom World here in Geneva in Switzerland, where I'm talking with Ben Verwaayen, who is the CEO of Alcatel-Lucent. Ben, welcome, it's good to see you again. Thanks for dropping by. First question to you is, we've had 10 years and more of boom in the global telecoms industry, but some economies now are in deep trouble, in decline. What do you think are the main challenges that the ICT industry now faces today?
Depends where you live. If you live in Brazil or in India or in China, you may say, we never had it this good. If you live in Europe, you may feel miserable. So it depends where you are. There's one thing for the industry that is unchanged, and that is demand. There is a huge demand for our services. There's a huge demand for innovation. There's a huge demand for the inclusiveness of social services, of new ways to communicate, on the digital economy. You remember that word? A long time ago, digital economy. It's happening. We don't talk about it, it's really happening. So, as an industry, we are a vital ingredient for the change that's going to take place in the world.
What are your expectations of being at a show like ITU Telecom World? And what are the key messages you would like to give to a delegate or to the people who are watching this interview?
So first of all, I've been coming to Geneva for, I have to admit that, too long. I mean, 3 or 4 decades. And the show has changed dramatically. It's no longer about the show. It is no longer about what's happening as an exhibition. It's what happens with people. It's what are the discussions, what are the capabilities, where do people meet other people that normally would never meet. That is why this event is meaningful, much more, in my view, than the show was in the past, where it was, look to my box, isn't this amazing? If you have something amazing to show, you don't wait for an exhibition anymore. You do it in real time on the internet.
In your opinion, Ben, how can ICT best drive both social and economic development for all of the citizens of the world?
One of the most important things that we have to get our heads around is to use the full scale of capabilities of ICT. In many parts of the world, the issue is, how do we educate our people? How do we get health to our people? How do we make sure that we get inclusion? Now, ICT is the answer. But ICT, just as a social benefit, will not fly. So you have to mix it with the social and private services. So you need to bring the economy of the private enterprise into the domain. You need to make sure that commercial services and public services go hand in hand. That's the way how to do it. And I think we find our way around it. And more you'll find solutions coming to the market where a true public-private partnership in real time is demonstrating its benefits.
And what steps do you think ICT can take to reach and include remote rural populations? And how can ICT be green?
So we are very proud of our numbers in the ICT industry. We have X billion of people that are connected, and it's true. But the real challenge is go to the places where there is nothing. I mean, there is no grid to hook onto. There is no communications to build on. Now the question always has been, what comes first? And the natural answer has been, of course, a grid first, and then you bring communications. Today, that's not so sure anymore the right answer, because you can bring self-contained and green solutions in communications that allow local communities to earn the capacity and the money to afford grid for the community as a whole. So I think you will find that the answer of how do we can go rural and green is yes and yes. You go hand in hand.
And finally, Ben, can you name one thing that you think needs to happen to get us closer to the ITU's mission of giving more global citizens more meaningful access to connected technology?
This is a question about leadership, and we have to understand the leaders are 14-year-old out there in the field, and the followers sit in boardrooms and decide.
Ben Verwaayen, thanks very much.